Imagine a world where a simple technical glitch at the United Nations sparks calls for violence and conspiracy theories. Sounds like a plot from a dystopian novel, right? But this isn't fiction. It's real, and it's happening now. Fox News host Jesse Watters recently suggested, jokingly, he claims, that the UN should be bombed or gassed in response to President Trump's awkward visit to the organization's New York headquarters. Let's break down this bizarre saga and explore the deeper implications it holds for our society. Trump's visit to the UN General Assembly was nothing short of eventful. It began with the President and First Lady Melania Trump stranded at the bottom of a malfunctioning escalator, a moment that quickly went viral. But the technical troubles didn't end there. When Trump took the stage, the teleprompter failed, forcing him to improvise a speech filled with threats, boasts, and vague references to global issues. His off-the-cuff remarks, including the claim that "your countries are going to hell," left many world leaders unimpressed. Picture Norway whispering to Oman, "At least our escalators work," and you'll get the gist of the room's reaction. But here's where it gets controversial. Watters, during an episode of The Five, didn't just laugh off the mishaps. He spun them into a conspiracy theory. He claimed the technical glitches were deliberate acts of sabotage, even calling them an insurrection. His solution? "What we need to do is either leave the UN or we need to bomb it," he quipped, followed by suggestions of gassing the headquarters or demolishing the building. Co-hosts Dana Perino and Greg Gutfeld laughed uncomfortably, but the damage was done. Watters' comments, though framed as jokes, crossed a dangerous line, especially in a climate where political figures face real threats of violence. And this is the part most people miss. The outrage wasn't just about Watters' words. It was also about the lack of backlash from regulatory bodies like the FCC. Unlike liberal late-night hosts, who often face swift scrutiny, Watters' remarks went unchecked. Meanwhile, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt fueled the fire by demanding an investigation into the escalator incident, citing a Times of London article that joked about UN staff sabotaging the escalator. Even Minnesota Governor Tim Walz chimed in, calling for prosecution of the alleged perpetrators. California Governor Gavin Newsom took a more sarcastic approach, mocking Trump's struggle with the stairs and suggesting he retire to a nursing home. But here's the twist. The escalator malfunction might not have been sabotage at all. A UN spokesperson suggested that Trump's videographer, running ahead of the president, could have triggered a safety mechanism. As for the teleprompter, it turns out the White House was responsible for its operation, not the UN staff. So much for the conspiracy theory. Amid this chaos, another TV personality stepped into the spotlight, Jimmy Kimmel. After his show was pulled by ABC following controversial remarks about the murder of Charlie Kirk, Kimmel returned with an emotional monologue. He called for Americans to fight censorship, not each other, and emphasized the importance of free speech. His comeback was met with a standing ovation and millions of views, proving that even in divisive times, unity around core values is possible. Now let's pause and ask the tough question. Are we normalizing dangerous rhetoric under the guise of humor? Watters' jokes about bombing the UN may seem extreme, but they reflect a broader trend of escalating political discourse. In a country already grappling with polarization, such comments only deepen divisions. And while Kimmel's return celebrated free speech, it also highlighted the fragility of that right in the face of political pressure. So what do you think? Was Watters' humor harmless, or does it cross a line? And how should we balance free speech with accountability in an era of heightened political tension? Let's keep the conversation going, because the stakes are higher than a broken escalator.